Emmanuel, God is with us. Emmanuel, God is with us. I have to clear my throat. Sorry for that intrusion. But I wanted to share with you my California native fern garden. We in California aren't known for ferns, but in fact we do have a few ferns and even some lichen. So this is the wood fern. It is the most drought tolerant fern I've ever encountered. We are watering twice a week for 5 minutes, and you can see it's on a bed of gravel, and it's perfectly green. There's no browning. So if you're in a drought area but you have a lawn that you water sparingly, the wood fern would be a very good. It can take the dry air. It doesn't require as much as others. It will grow in full shade, and it will also grow in partial shade or a good amount of sun. Like right now in the midst of summer, this is more of a partial shade area. This is giving it a little bit of a cover now, but it grows faster in partial shade than it does in full shade. And you know, if you have an area that you give some water to and you want some California natives for there, this will do it. Another choice that's not quite as good for light water, but it's somewhat drought tolerant, is the sword fern. Sword fern can actually take full sun if you give it enough water. But as you can see, it does have some drying. It could do with 3 days of water instead of 2 days of water. But it'll make it until winter. It is an evergreen in my area. This is also a male fern. Male ferns do really good in Southern California, and they are natives. So this one is a male fern, sword fern. So there are some sword ferns that are not male ferns, but this one is a male fern. And it's pretty resilient. It grows well with everything. It can grow in partial shade and full sun. In my area, which is a coastal area, I have to give it partial shade, closer to full shade, because in full sun it needs a lot of water, and so I don't even think about that. Now here's another one. Well, another two. This is our California maiden fern. Our maiden fern is a little different from others, and this does best with full shade. I recently had to cut back my Mexican sage plant, which I consider a native because I'm so close to Mexico. It's in the territory. I consider it. So, but and with the cutting back, you see where it got too much sun, it's getting a little burnt, but it's starting to grow over here where it gets a fuller shade. And nobody thinks of this as drought tolerant, but come on, guys. What fern does that with being watered twice a week? Only twice a week for 5 minutes. You know, that's it. But it needs full shade. And then we have the asparagus fern. This is a thorny fern, and it is drought tolerant and will only grow in my area with partial shade or full shade. Either one. It's very drought tolerant, though it needs no summer water. So, if you wanted some ferns and you're in Southern California, this is the one that can do it. It's actually a little weedy. It seeds all the time, flowers all the time, and it takes over where it can. Yep. Jeez. Fancy like that. I'm trying to use her to kind of shield the maiden fern. So I think that's all my ferns. I'll give you some shots. When the sage grows back in better, which it's going very quickly with its strong root system, I'll come back out hopefully. If you remind me in the comments and show you how beautiful the maiden fern gets when it has more shade. The woodland fern is looking amazing. We see now how much shade and how green it is in comparisons to everybody else, but that's at the sacrifice of speed. It would grow much, much faster if it had more sun, but it wouldn't look as good because then it would need more water. And here's our wood fern that is a sword fern. It's doing very good. Let me see if I can get a shot of the butterfly. She's out there doing her thing. Can you see her? Yeah, she's doing it every day. Yeah. I have the Mexican butterfly weed here that she can lay eggs on. That's why she's here. And here's another of the sword fern that gets a little bit more shade, and you can see it's being shaded by the butterfly weed, and it is so happy. See how much greener it is? Just because of the water, it can take sun. Now take a look down there, and that's our local lichen. Obviously nobody planted that, but it's growing here, and its population is reduced because we don't have as much water as normal, but that lichen will grow and cover these rocks in the winter time. So, and I left some weeds down here because I figure nobody can see them, and maybe they can help some insects. You know, these are rocks, so. And look, you can't see them, so leave something for the natives. It's not hurting my garden. I'm not a perfectionist like that. So I'll just give you a little quiet walk. You see the ferns? They're natives. If they weren't natives, we are experiencing a drought that I believe is coming to an end. I just cut a piece of asparagus fern and just started growing here. I believe these are natives. I didn't plant them. And here's something, I don't know if this is a fern or not, but it's grown wild here. So it may be animal planted. I think it's really pretty, and it goes well with the ferns. So, if you guys know of any other California natives that could grow in partial shade and are drought tolerant, that could add to this lush environment, I'd appreciate the names of them, because a lot of times people say it's drought tolerant, but in California a lot of them can't take any summer water, and because there is a lawn, this needs to be able to take a limited amount of summer water. So yeah, so we got the ferns here. God bless you.